Hello everyone, this is Sai Kumar Nawathe. In this series, you are going to learn about interview skills and how to crack your interviews. So, everyone's life is having a challenges. Everyone dreams about a good job, but many few students or many few candidates will prepare for their interviews and they crack the interviews. So, basically, to crack any interview, you should have a good resume. Whereas you get a call for the interview or you get a call for the personal interview, and you will get a chance to prove your skills. So it's our responsibility or it's your responsibility to impress the interviewer with technical knowledge, with attitude, and perform your best to get the job. Basically, many job seekers make mistake while handling questions when the interviewer asks the candidate. To reduce this, we generally have to be prepared for the interview skills. We generally have to get our goals and our aim, what we basically wanted to achieve in our life. So here we generally do the candidates generally do the mistakes of framing the wrong resumes, or doing the mistakes of not going prepared with the company questions for whatever the company they are going to apply, or whatever the organizations they are going to apply. They are not having the preparation, we generally call it as a pre-interview preparation. So the purpose of this video is to make you to know what are the things you should maintain to be an excellent candidate before going to the interview. So here you are going to learn about how to crack the interviews. The first thing is what are the preparing how to face the interviews, and what are the preparation questions you should do before going to the interviews. And generally, whenever you get a chance to go for the interview, it's basically just because of your resume or CV, we can say. If you are not designing your CV properly, if you're not maintaining your CV properly, it basically leads to the rejection in the interview calls. So to get a call for an interview, you basically need to have a good CV, a good design, and good use of words or vocabulary, or the framing of the CV. That is very important in your job seeking process. So now coming to training the pre-interview questions. See, any company or any recruitment or the selection process of the company basically is done for the position, and is done a research what kind of candidate they required. See, basically they if the company is recruiting two or three candidates for the company, so they generally go in the process of 50 to 60 candidates, or we can say more than 100 or 200 candidates, and they search the best two or three candidates from the 200 persons. So if you want to be a person in the 200 people, those who are having a competition for the particular job, a particular position, so you need to be particular about what kind of preparation you should do before going to the interview. See, just I will say what kind of company does the research, or company does the planning of processing planning or process of recruiting the candidates. So here any company, before recruiting the persons, you have to be very careful. Business objectives, they generally design the business objectives. This business objectives is, if a candidate is being selected, what kind of objective he is going to achieve for the organizations. This is the business objective. And HR planning, here the HR will do the planning, what kind of qualification does the candidate require to be in that position, and the HR will do the job analysis, what kind of degree, what kind of skills, what kind of personality a candidate required for the particular position to achieve the business objective of the organization. See, it's very detailed here. Job description and job specification. Before going to any job, you should basically go through or do a research what kind of job description they are doing, and what kind of job specification they are required. If you are applying for the wrong job description, basically you will fail in the interviews. So, or before going to the interviews, just see what kind of job descriptions they are looking for, what kind of job specifications they are looking for. They will mention everything, what kind of skill set the candidate is required, what kind of qualifications are required, what kind of verbal or oral communications, or we can say means of skills required for the company. So this is what the recruitment process you should know before applying for the job. Next, going into the recruitment, see, it's generally the process of generating a pool of qualified candidates. Whenever you are going to apply for a job, your main thing is your resume. Second thing is how you look or how is your outer look of the candidate. So here, when the set of qualified candidates sitting in one hall, so it's very a common process. Everyone thinks about their own talent. Everyone want to expose their own talent. So here, the recruiter generally goes down the process of discovering potential of the candidates potential. What kind of situations, if the interviewer puts down you one of the tough situations, how you are going to overcome it. Next, you have seen what you have to go through before applying for the interviews. Now, selection process, how they do this selection for the candidate is expectations of the knowledge sharing. Like example, position vacant, what kind of position they are looking for, or examining the job description. According to the position, the job description will be written, and according to the position and the job description, the candidate's resume will be selected. After that, the resumes will be sorted out and they will be called for the interviews. So here, basically, to get a call from a company, or to get a call from a company, or to get a call from the organizations where you are going to apply for the jobs, you should basically have your resume according to the job description of the company or the organization. So here, every time here, every weeks, or one or we can say fortnight or 15 days or 20 days once, you have to check your job portals, or we can say according to you, 6 days once or 10 days once, you have to check your job portals and you have to update your resumes according to the job descriptions of the organizations. So then you will get a call from the company. So many people, they apply for in the job portals and they wait for many months, as they feel they are not getting any job calls. It is basically because they are not having a resume according to the job description of the company. So it is very important to have a job description. Next, resume is in a simple words, if I have to describe the resume, it's a document which describes about your education, your experience, your skills, your personal details, or your achievements in the academic sections if you are a fresher, or if you are an experienced person, what kind of organizations you have worked in, what kind of positions you have worked. So what resume will do in your job process is, it will open the doors of an interview where the interviewer will call you for an interview according to your resume. So you have to build your resume perfectly, because many resumes fail to get a call. Even the talented people will frame the resumes in the wrong way and they won't get a call. So here, basically, resumes are having different kinds of types of resumes, so you have to be very careful about that. Next, understanding the resume basics. Our resume is generally, we say, for the 1 or 2 pages. Curriculum vitae, we say generally for more than 2 pages, we can say. So main purpose of resume is to get a call for an interview, or open a door for an interview, or make the job recruiter to understand what is your skills, what are your education qualifications and experience, etc. So resume will not guarantee you the job, but resume will open a doors for an interview. So you should be very careful. Resume is not a like a piece of document or a paper where you get granted for a job. So here you should be very alert, you should be very careful about how to frame your resumes and how to get a call for your resumes, because nowadays the many young candidates, they are lacking in framing their resumes and they are not getting a job calls. Here you should maintain a proper header, objective, educational or practical experiences or projects what you have done. If you just go through my videos, just you scroll down in my YouTube channel, you will get different videos on resumes, and I will try to add the video descriptions in this video. You can go through the different types of resumes and how to go through the resumes and how to frame your resume in a proper way. Everything I have given here, the golden rule of CV, all these links I'm going to put in the description of this video. Now, things you should do when writing a CV, that writing a CV or the resumes, everything. So the total video you will get in the description of this video. So basically, these are the samples of the resume where you can have a look of how to frame your resumes. And if you want to get framed your resumes, I'm here to give service where you will be like getting a professional resumes, and you are going to get a very good structure of the resumes. So now we are going to the main topic of this video, this pre-interview preparation. As I said, the pre-interview preparation is very important. A resume will open the doors for the interview, but what kind of preparation you are doing before the interview is, you have to search the total details of the company or the organization, what kind of work they do, what are their ambition, what are their vision, what are their mission, and what kind of achievements they have done recently, how active they are in the social media or social gatherings, what kind of things they are passionate about. So what happens here is, whenever you are going for an interview, if you keep a details of the company before going to an interview, this is a hard work you have to do before going to attend any interview of any company. Though if you are going to attend interviews consecutive days or frequently, though you have to do the research of the particular companies. If you are attending in interviews, 2 interviews in a day, you have to do the research of 2 companies before going to the interviews. Now, knowing about the job description and the job requirements, you have to go through the job description, what kind of skills sets they are searching for, what kind of candidates they are searching for, and you have to do the self analysis of yourself, what are your abilities, and you have to ask yourself a few questions, whether you are going to fit in that position or not. If you are not going to fit, how you are going to convince the recruiter, though where he or she gets convinced and give a job for you. So the present industry, present generation requires lots of activeness, lots of information, lots of stuff before going to an interviews. Now, interview purpose is to know what kind of skills a candidate is having, whether the candidate is able to do the jobs in the particular organization to achieve the job description or not. So here the employers generally seek a few details, like is candidate is qualified or not, if is the candidate is fit for the company or not, is the candidate is having a skill set is or not. See, it's a simple thing where in interviews will generally fill up the gap where the company is required for the candidate, you are required for the job. This is done mutually, this is done achieved win-win situation. If you are displaying the skill set in a proper way for the company, you are fitting in that gap. If you are not displaying, you are going out of that gap. That's a very simple formula. Now, job seekers generally they look for the opportunities to get a good job and good lifestyle for their life, and they generally try to sell the skills and abilities and earn some good money for their life. So next, the process of interview. Generally, I said pre-interview preparation, that is, first you have to be very perfect with your resume. Second, you have to be prepared for the company details, everything, what are the previous 5 years achievements or 10 years achievements, what are the projects, what kind of projects they are working for. Next, job interviews in the 3 steps. If I say the preparation, presentation, or a post interview follow-up, you have to be prepared before the interviews. Presentation, how you are explaining yourself, how you are displaying yourself, your skills to the interviewer. And post interview follow-up is very important. After getting a call for an interview, you go for the interview, you attend the interview, and you leave out, you forget it what you have done. So basically many candidates will step down in this process. So you have to follow up to the companies where you have applied. So last thing what we are going to see is, every company requires a good candidates where they are passionate to bring up the organization for the upcoming challenges, to achieve the upcoming goals of the organizations. So here the very important point you have to keep in your mind as a job seeker is, knowledge is power, information is money. Right, knowledge is power, information is money. If you are having information, you can earn the money. Now if you are having knowledge, you can have the power. So here the competition is not between the company or the candidates, the competition is between the knowledge and the information, what kind of knowledge the candidate is having. So basically, so here you have to keep a general information of the company, that is mission or the vision, or what kind of business activities they are doing, what kind of business projects they are doing, what kind of social activities they are doing, as I explained. And here you have to have a knowledge whichever the company you are going to apply, you have to keep a knowledge what kind of product or what kind of services they are providing for the people or for the clients. So these are the things. If you go for any company, for an interview, if they ask what kind of services we provide, just you can explain. So if you are unable to explain those services or the products, generally what happens is they feel you are not passionate to do the job, or you have not done the research of the company. So this is very important. Next current issue is new developments, what they are doing in the company, or major competitors, who are the competitors of the company, organizational structure or the corporate culture. So everything you have to keep in your mind before going to the interview. So one tip I will give before ending this video is, you have to be prepared for everything, every challenge in your life, because the pre-interview preparation is very important. Many candidates, many students, they apply in online portals and they wait for months and years. They won't get any job calls. So here you have to be very particular, that you have to be ready with excellent resume. You have to be ready with pre-interview details, that is company details, what kind of skills, job description, etc. And post interview follow up you have to do. If you're having any doubts, you can just put a message in the chat box, or you can just comment in the chat box here in the YouTube, and you can get lots of suggestions from me. In the upcoming videos, you are going to get lots of stuff about interviews. I have framed an excellent interview skills structure, where you are going to get session by session, you are going to get content by content. Here you are going to know everything about the interviews and how to crack your jobs in an easy way. So this is what about this video. Share to the candidates who are searching for the jobs, share to the candidates who generally want to know this kind of stuff in their life. Thank you very much. This is Sai Kumar. Subscribe, share and like the videos. It will help for the students, those who are applying for the interviews. And in my videos, I'm going to explain you about concepts about psychology, how to do the personality development and the interview skills. These are the major things, and emotional intelligence. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share the videos. Thank you very much.